Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most haunting cases in America, in my opinion, the disappearance of 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells. She vanished from her own yard in Hawkins County, Tennessee, back in June of 2021. And still today, the case has no resolution and it is not solved. We're giving it a refresh tonight and keeping her name alive. We're going to be talking through the timeline step by step, talking about what law enforcement has and has not released, looking into interviews, and examine the multiple contradictions that people keep asking questions about. So settle in and let's get into it.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is September 12th, 2025. It is currently 10:37 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hi, guys. How you doing? Good to see you all. Hello, Leslie, Misty, Robin, Shannon, Meme, Panda, Lolo. Where you been, Lolo? Tina, Susan, Ruby, Cynthia, Kelly, Susan, Wendy, Carol, Pamela. I'm too honest for this. Susan, Misty, Lored, Robin, Roll a Mile, Kayla. I love that. That's cute. Bliss Blessings. Hello. Baby Kisses. Mom of an Angel. BJ Powell. Jen in Georgia. Carol. Hello. Susan. Ellie. Good to see y'all for criming out loud. Lolo. Mark. Stormy. Paige. Susan. Robin. Progressively. Hello. The real Rockin' Robin. Thank you. I'm working on it, Rockin' Robin. Tasha, Raw Beanie, Susan, Robin, Baby Kisses, Nickerdoodle, Paige, Brandy and Indy, Robin, Saved by Grace, Belinda, YouTuber, always late. Yeah, we needed to talk about Summer. We haven't spoken about her in a while. Well, I mean, I did a live a couple months back on Summer, but I try to do one at least every little bit. So the other night, this is a this case, out of probably other than Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, was one that, yeah, Kitty's sleeping in the chair, um, is probably one that has divided the true crime community. It's not so much anymore, but definitely while it was going on, there were you were either kind of with the parents or against the parents. And when I say against, meaning you didn't believe them, you didn't believe them in whatever their account was. Um, I'll tell you where I stand. That doesn't mean you have to believe the same thing to be in here or anything like that. But I personally believe Don and Candace Wells knows what happened to their daughter Summer Moon Utah Wells. That's my opinion. Um, I believe everyone has been probably in Ben Hill Road been thrown under the bus at some point or another. But my view is that they know. So Candace was live the other night, and she was. Do I got it? Let me. Might be able to pull it up. She was live the other night, and let's see if I got it here. And she was pretty blitzed out of her mind. Nothing out of the ordinary for Miss Can, right? But she was speaking about she wasn't able, she's not allowed to search for Summer Wells, and it just blows me away still to this day that they never cared in the first place. To care and to show love, you have to be able to, show that. And let's see here. Here it is. Let me see. And her and Don still get drunk and play the woe is me, game that they will always do. Candace, in my opinion, had Chad take Summer to the cemetery. I think Don, in my opinion, knows exactly where Summer is. Now, Candace may not even know. Candace may not even know where Don, in my opinion, put her. But I believe Don Wells knows. And just like I say in Sebastian's case, just like I say in Jack and Lily's case, I don't believe Summer Wells would be missing today if it wasn't for Don Wells. I think he is the factor overall in what happened this summer. I'm loading this and I've got to send it to myself. But Don Wells doesn't want people to know that you were at home, weren't you, Don? By 11:30 the day a.m., Summer Moon Utah Wells vanished. And he knows. He just knows. I'll just have to give that a minute to load. Is there anyone in here that does not know about this case? Put a 1 in the chat if you don't really know about this case or the circumstances surrounding it. Because my goal is not only to talk to the audience about the people that know about Summer Wells, but my goal is to talk to people, for new people to know this case. And there's a lot of you. Perfect. All right. So let me explain. Uh, so sorry, I'm just trying to load something. We'll get to it in just a second. Guys, do me a favor before we get started. If you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Also, consider sharing the live out. It would mean so much. Listen, Summer has been missing for 4 years. And there's that. I have been on Summer's case since before I was a creator. I helped out, other creators, um, trying to find information and all that. And then I became a creator and I just kind of picked up from there. But I've been on Summer's case since virtually day one. Certainly, I think it was second or third day after she vanished. All right. So let me show you who Summer Moon Utah Wells is, and we'll go from there. So Summer Moon Utah Wells, she is a little girl who lived in a place called Hawkins County, Tennessee. This is a photo. These are photos of Summer Wells. This is the last known photo of her to exist. Is this photo right here while she is asleep on her in the back of a truck where her mother and grandmother were driving in the front. So June 15th, 2021, that morning, they lived in a dead-end road on top of a mountain. And it was hard for even them to get up on the mountain because their driveway, you had to get a big ass run, and the road was really, really bad at the time. And that morning, they wake up, and Don, the Summer's father, says he is going to work. And then Candace, which is Summer's mother, Candace Wells, and Summer's grandmother, her name is Candace too, but we call her Grandis. Grandis said she needed to go to a hospital. Excuse me. Said she needed to go to a hospital and to something with her, allegedly her knee. So this was about 7:30 that morning. And they have to drive about 30, 45 minutes to get to the hospital. So Candace, Grandma, and Summer load up in the vehicle and they take Grandis to the hospital. Candace says that she and Summer sit out in the parking lot for a little bit. And after that, Candace gets a text from her girlfriend, Allie, who lives close to the hospital. Son. She gets a call from her girlfriend's son. But the Candace and her friend aren't really talking at the time. And Candace goes over there to the house and talks to Hunter. He was about a 15-year-old boy at the time this all occurred. And Candace stays over there for a little bit in Summer. And Hunter, he says, I want to go with y'all, wherever y'all are going. So Candace says, okay. So they go and they pick up Grandma from the hospital. It's time to get her knee. Her knee is done, whatever they did at the ER. So when you go to the hospital, you're coming out with a prescription. Even if it's ibuprofen, you're coming out with a prescription. So Grandis says, I need to go get my prescription filled. So they go to Walgreens and this is in Kingsport, Tennessee. Now, it's interesting because there's a lot of different pharmacies in Kingsport. They go to this specific Walgreens, and on the other side of the Walgreens, on the other side of the road, there is an entrance to like a park, a big lake. Excuse me. While they are in the drive-through, um, Don calls. He is supposedly at work, he says. And Candace tells Grandis, Hunter, and Summer, shh, be quiet, be quiet. And at this time, he says, allegedly, that there is someone at our house right now trying to touch the kids. There are, at that time, 3 boys. Don and Candace have 4 kids. Summer is the only girl, and she is the youngest. And then there are 3 boys. She says she left them home the entire day. And that's a weird statement to say, to call in the whenever Don is supposed to be at work, and he says there's someone up at the property trying to touch the kids. And she hangs up, and she allegedly doesn't do anything about it. That is according to Hunter. That is what he said. They go drop off the prescription, and they tell him it's going to be about 25 or 30 minutes. And after they drop off the prescription, Candace says, well, I didn't want to wait in the hot truck, so we figured we would go swimming, which is not something you do unplanned. I don't know of anyone that goes swimming while they're waiting for a prescription. I just don't. Never heard that before, and it's something that you have to have things prepared beforehand. Guys, please do me a big favor. Hit that thumbs up button and share this live out. Would mean so much. Worked really, really, really hard on this case, and just appreciate any of your support. So please share this out. So conveniently on Fort Henry Drive, right? On the other side of the Walgreens, like I said, there's the entrance. And they go to a place, it's a very, very large area. And they go to a place where we call the horse stable. The horse stable is a place where people can horseback ride and all that. And it's a place where if anyone goes there, they generally go to fish. They don't go there, that area, to swim. But they did, because there's a lot of trees around it, and it's just not a lot of place people go. And during that time, Summer gets in the water. Candace was always on her phone taking video and taking pictures and all of that. And so she does this TikTok video of Summer playing in the water. And then after that, you can see Hunter there with his shirt off, and he's flashing up gang signs. And they say that they're only there for just like 10 or 15 minutes, which doesn't make sense. Nobody goes to, you can't get a kid out. It takes more than 10 minutes to get a 5-year-old out of the water. I mean, hello. But anyway, they say Hunter at the time, he says Candace or Summer kind of goes under the water, but nothing really amounts of it. He jumps in and checks on her, and she's pops her head up laughing. They go back and they pick up their prescription. They also go to this vape. Well, before that, I actually missed a step. Before they went to the pharmacy, or after they went to the pharmacy, they went to a vape store, and Candace buys the minor a twisted tea, alcohol, and gives him a vape. And then they go, after they're done swimming, they go to Sonic and they just get some slushies or something like that. She got a, allegedly, Summer got a grape slushie. Then they go to a grocery store, which there's a big discretion, discretion. Why can't I say it right now? Sorry. there's a big discrepancy in how long they were actually at the grocery store. Candace said she was just there to get some milk and some lunch meat or something. And by that time, while they are in the grocery store, Grandma and Candace says they're in there maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Hunter says at least an hour. And so that's a big discrepancy. After that, well, during that, Summer and Hunter stay in the car. They're in it's kind of like a extended cab truck, and Hunter and Summer are inside the truck while they are in the grocery store, allegedly, with no air on, anything. Remember, this is June 15th, 2021 in Tennessee. Hot, 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 hot. Summer has long sleeve shirts on. She has a long sleeve shirt, or at least she has a long sleeve jacket covering her. It's zipped up. She's got like dark black, maybe dark gray, I can't remember, pants on, which nobody dresses like that in Tennessee in June. Not a child, but I digress. So they leave there, and Candace says she drops off Hunter at his house, and Candace, and Summer get ready to drive back to their house. It's about a 30, 45-minute drive. During that time, driving back to the home, Candace says that Summer falls asleep about 10 minutes before they arrive to their house. Candace says Summer puts her arm in a very specific way, and it reminded her of the way Dawn sleeps at night. And she thought it was cute, and she asked her grandma to take a picture of Summer. This picture that you see here on the screen with Summer eyes shut, that is the picture we're talking about. And that picture is the last known picture that we're aware of. She's in the back of the truck, and she is propped up on milk jugs. There's been a lot of debate, and there still is debate about this photo. Some people think that she doesn't look alive. Some people think she might be in trouble, and some people think that she's just sleeping. And during that time, Grandis took a picture. She also actually accidentally hit the button to a video recording. And it's just a few seconds, and you can see her flip around, and you can see Summer there, and then you can see Candace. And we actually know the absolute location they were when they were traveling right there when that video was taken. and they were about 8 minutes from the home. And they get home and they get ready to get out, and Candace says Summer just jumps up out of, from her sleep. And they go in and they say that they sort out their groceries, which to me, you didn't get just lunch meat and milk if you're sorting out your groceries, because Grandis lives on the property. She lives, think of Janie and in Jack and Lily's case. She lives, Grandis in this case, she lives in a camper on the property as well. And so she says they sort out their groceries, and a little while later, Candace says, her mom says, we need to plant these flowers. And there's this little flower bed, little flower pot thing. And she says Summer helps with that. And by the time that's done, Candace says that Summer says, Mom, I'm going to go over to the house and play with my brothers. And it's just like 30 feet apart, maybe. And she says, okay. And she says, boys, watch your sister. Grandma just asked me to fix her knee brace. I'll be back in 1 minute. Candace goes, and while Grandis is sitting on the steps of the camper, the door's wide open. She's sitting in the doorway. Candace says she's fixing the knee brace of, excuse me. Candace is fixing the knee brace of Grandma. It takes 1 or 2 minutes flat. And after that, she goes back to the house and she walks in the door. She says, boys, where's your sister? And Candace says, the boys say, oh, Mom, she went down to play with her toys. And she says, oh, okay. So she yells down the stairs and she says, Summer, come up here, or something like that. And she doesn't hear her. And Candace's words is, that's rare because Candace or Summer always answers me. So she goes down there and Candace says, she was just gone. That is her direct quote. She was just gone. And she's not been seen or heard from in over 4 years. Thank you so much, Fran. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much, Fran. I appreciate your support, my dear. Truly can't do it without you. Thank you so much, hon. It's a creepy dungeon downstairs. It is, yes. And the problem is they live up on a mountain in a dead-end road in the middle of nowhere. And the problem is there is a lot of drugs, sex, and rock and roll going on in this ratchet ass house. There is cockroaches everywhere in this house. Summer is living in a dungeon, and I mean fucking dungeon, downstairs with her brother. It's a at best it is a homemade bunk bed. To me, it looks like someone was going to build a rabbit cage and didn't wire it in and just put 2 mattresses on it. That's what it looks like to me. And there is junk everywhere. There's food, trash, mold everywhere. Don, the father of Summer, he is a creeper. He likes to go in people's homes, women's homes, and steal their panties If you're not familiar with this case, go back through my playlist. I show you the police reports where he goes in women's homes and steals their panties. Rat infested, yes. There is also at the time like 15 dogs on the property. And nothing barked. Nothing barked at all. The day that Summer went missing, Candace bought Hunter, a minor, alcohol, right? And vapes. So there's a lot to it. I'm probably going to be here for a while, so I'm going to play this because I think it's important for especially, I mean, I'm not going to try to talk a lot through this one because we got so much stuff to get through. But my goal is not only for all of us that already knows about Summer, but my goal is to help continue to have people know Summer's name that doesn't still today. Because when the public knows about it, that's when her name stays alive. Hopefully, interest continues in this case and it continues to mount any sort of pressure, hopefully, and resolution. Because as long as there's interest, the GBI, law enforcement, they cannot forget about it. And we're just not going to let them. Just like with Sebastian, just like with Jack and Lily, just like in Michael Vaughn. All right. So this is Candace Wells. Candace grew up very rough. Her sister went missing in 2009, I believe. Grandma is Candace. Her name is Candace too. She wasn't really in the kid's life. Candace was raised by an older male figure, real creepy mother chicken, if you ask me. And Grandis was out living her Wrangler jeans, Camel cigarettes, butch lesbian life. Yeah, that.
A lot. I know she didn't walk away from this property by her.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Really do appreciate you. Thank you, Dustin. Deserves justice, that precious William. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you very, very, very much. Thank you so much. I think we've gotten really, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think we've gotten, for the most part, most creators that talks about Summer today has gotten way off track. Way off track in this. I think they are blaming everyone that, and it really, I don't think most people have any sort of idea what happened to Summer. I think it's Don and Candace and Grandis knows, if anybody, and it's more about blaming the neighbors and talking shit about each other and all of that. And it is just so far from where it should be, which it should be about Summer and the people that was around her that day, because a 5-year-old doesn't go missing with 3 boys in the house who were there all day by themselves, a grandma sitting out in basically outdoors, and the mother outside, and they're saying someone came up the hill and abducted her. It doesn't happen, folks. I don't care how good you are. And if Candace it's telling the truth in 2 minutes, it certainly doesn't happen. Certainly doesn't happen. She couldn't get past you in 2 minutes. She's 5. So there's that. So I just think it's, that's just my opinion, but I just think it's, there are still creators doing really good work in Summer's case. But then there's theories out there that have just gone off the rails, with this. And it does, in my opinion, nothing for Summer's case, Summer getting justice. It's just bullshit for the most part, in my opinion, respectfully. So this is, you're going to see Candace Wells, and they did an interview. I believe it was 9 days for my Summer Wells group in here. This was 9 days. They did the first interview. I believe this is pretty much the only sit down interview, formal, other than Dr. Phil, Candace has done. She didn't want to do the Dr. Phil, but Summer had been missing 9 days at this point. You're going to see Dawn Wells, who is the epitome of, in my opinion, the biggest piece of garbage that God ever stretched a piece of skin over. And Summer was absolutely failed by her parents. I think Candace doesn't have much of an IQ, to be honest with you. And I think Candace wants to be loved by a man, and she will throw anything to the side, including her children, to make sure that Dawn loves her. She's still a child herself. She just never really matured up here. Candace comes from the streets. She was homeless several times in her life. She has faced a mountain of DV and I'm sure a lot of other things. And so in that area, I feel sorry for Candace. But Candace has had very good opportunities over the last 4 years for people to pull her ass out of this, get away from Don, and she always runs back. She always runs back to him. Just this past spring, he tried to kill her by running over her with the Subaru. Right before Summer went missing, Dawn was about to go to prison for a long time because Dawn had a firearm and there was a DV situation that went on, and she called the police and went to press charges, and there was that. Dawn went to jail. Then she went to the judge and asked to drop the charges, and they did. And the state did not, from what I remember, the state did not pick them up. And so Dawn bought Candace a brand new Subaru. They would drive this Subaru and drive the Subaru and drive the Subaru over the, from like brand new, beautiful Subaru until within 3 years, it looked like a 25-year-old car. I mean, it really did. That's how things age around Dawn and Candace. Nothing is taken care of. Nothing. They don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of their children. They don't take care of anything. They're animals, nothing living. So back in the spring, Dawn and Candace again got in a big ass fight. He tried to run over her. I broke that news here. He tried to run over her and kill her. He ended up crashing the already mangled Subaru until it was totaled. And Candace left for a while. Don sat up on the hill for an entire week, nursing his physical wounds. He didn't want to go to the hospital or anything like that, didn't want to get in trouble again. And so Don would have other women up there, one or two other women up there. Candace was living with her, the person she cleans for and has cleaned for quite some time. And so the irony of it is he bought this car to more or less sweetheart his way out of jail, of getting in trouble. In the same car that he bought her, he ended up totaling it, trying to kill her. And she is still with him to this day. Still to this day. Hey, Jen, thank you, darling. You got the crud like I had it. Yes, she actually cleans for us, some locals there. Yeah. The boys have all been adopted. Well, two has been adopted out. One, I don't know if he has been adopted yet. He was in foster care. He may just, age out of the system. But they never fought to get their kids back. Don eventually ended up going back to jail anyways for a year or so after Summer vanished anyways. And so Candace was living with one of her friends and she was doing pretty good. And I've got the letters where Candace wrote Don saying she didn't want to be with him anymore and they've just grown separately and all that. But she always goes back. She always goes back and she always will go back until one of them do something to finally stop one or the other. It will not, this will not end well, in my opinion, for one of the two of them. Because it almost happened this spring. Candace is lucky to be alive after what happened this spring. But again, she goes back. Candace wants to be loved. How do I think the mom is involved? I think she knows what happened. I don't think Candace did anything to the effect of, I don't think she's the reason whatever happened to Summer, but I do believe that she will hide anything to make sure Don can always be with her or that he's out of jail, if that makes sense. So I think that's what that is. All right, let me stop talking.
Herself or off this yard a lot.
Thing she says here is interesting, and I want to shut up. Listen.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing.
Okay, now remember, I just told you that they said that Summer walked down to her room downstairs, and that's the last time they seen her. This was 9 days after Summer vanished. She says, I know that Summer would never walk off this property by herself or by her swing. She points her head by the swing. Well, Summer wasn't supposed to be at the swing. Summer was supposed to be down in the bedroom. And I've always found that interesting because allegedly the boys, her brothers, said they last saw Summer her swing, by her swing. Usually kids go missing. They say, the kids go outside and they go missing, right? Well, in this case, the parents were, or the mom and the grandma was outside, and then they say Summer went inside and vanished from downstairs, meaning someone came up and took her, because a 5-year-old could not make it off that property in 2 minutes, number one, and nobody hear anything, those dogs around there, all of that. So I always found that interesting.
I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers, and we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV, and I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said she went downstairs, mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said okay, and I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me.
Now, as you can tell here, she is blitzed out of her mind. She's blitzed out of her mind. Yes, that's when they was over there helping plant cactus, allegedly, even though it had weeds growing in the pot. There's that. But and then Summer went inside. And then Candace helped Grandis right there at the camper door, sitting in the doorway, get her knee brace fixed. 2 minutes. And Summer goes inside. She said, according to Candace, the boys say she went downstairs and she came back. Where's Summer? She's not here. They're up on a mountain on a dead end road in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. Deception Detective in here. Hey, Deception Detective. Good to see you.
And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here.
She was just gone. I agree. Much better. They're better liars. Yeah, they're better liars. Candace comes from the streets, right? So it's survival for her. Dawn and Candace and Dawn's ex-wife, Pam, they lived in Arkansas. And I broke this big part of the story. They lived with two of Arkansas's most violent, sick, registered S offenders. If you go back into my Summer Wells playlist, you'll see it. They both lived on the property. One put a mask over his face and would call himself the boogeyman. The boogeyman. So it always cracks me up that people can still look at Dawn and Candace Wells and think that they have nothing to do with a child going missing. It's beyond me. They have been criminals their entire life, especially Dawn. Candace will go wherever Dawn goes, right? But Dawn, he likes coke, math, red panties, and prostitutes. And I could argue probably a lot of other things, in my opinion. You're going to see him here in a second, what he looks like 4
Here
years ago.
or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Just go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. I mean,
Did I see, you mean Jinkies? Gene? What did Jinky say? Aw, Sarah, thank you so much. You love me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my dear. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Miss Sarah. Really do appreciate your support. If you received that membership, make sure you thank our girl Sarah for gifting that pearl necklace. Thank you so much, my dear. Much love to you. Yeah, Don, we have heard him talk about minors having a quote body from hell, end quote. A grown ass man saying this. He said he's been in places where he's seen really bad things happening to children. Hey, hair curlers, good to see you, my friend. And I mean, I can pretty much say that none of us has ever been in places where really bad things are happening to children, have we? So, what got him in that place? What got him in that place? They have a total of 9 kids combined between the two. 9 children. Don and Candace share 3 boys and 1 girl, which is Summer. They share 9 children combined, 4 together. Don has 2 older children, another daughter, much older, and a son, much older. His son, his name is also Don. He is also he is a registered S offender. Don's eldest son. Candace has let me see here. She has 3 other children that are before she has the 4 with Don. And one was taken at birth. It was when she was homeless and on rugs. It was taken from her at birth. They have never fought for any of their children to get them back. None of them. Absolutely none. They say that they love their children, but they've never raised one from 0 to 18 years old. None. Not one. At all. They've all been pretty much taken away from birth or when Summer disappeared, and they never, ever tried to get them back. They will have you try to believe, they say that CPS abducted their kids. That's the narration that Don still goes with, from what I understand today. He says CPS abducted the kids, which is the furthest thing from the truth. And they didn't do the necessary steps to get them back. They just didn't. Oh, thank you, Abigail. Thank you so much, love. Wish I found you sooner. Found you when a little bell went missing. Thank you so much, Abigail. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Being a member, I really, really do appreciate that more than you ever know. Thank you, truly. We love having you here. Everyone here. Thank you so much.
Oh, it seems kind of elusive.
Yeah, that's the first words out of Don Wells, the father of Summer Wells. I don't know. It seems kind of elusive. Thank you, Enoch. Seems kind of elusive. That is not what a father says about his darling little Summer Moon Utah Wells. So, I don't know. Seems kind of elusive. It's just 9 days and in, and I'll finally guess I'll do an interview. Dumbass.
It's really strange that
Satan
I've never seen
makes
this
me
truck, and I've never
sick.
heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and
What did Jinky say? What did Jinky say? Tell me. I want to
say
hear.
what you've seen.
Chat.
She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. So, for those of you that don't know, Summer Wells, they shaved this child's head. And I don't mean shaved. I mean shaved. Like I shave my face. Right? Like you shave your legs. But they say Summer wanted it. No, she didn't. Summer was a girly girl. She was, we call her our Appalachian princess. She always loved to be around women who were of a much higher caliber than her mother, to say the very least. So she would go to people like Robin in church. Robin's very feminine, and she, is a pretty woman, and that's what Summer wanted to have. But it's not what you get. We just don't get to pick our parents. We don't get to pick some things in life. You're kind of born with the luck of the draw, so to speak. You don't pick the country or anything like that. And they shaved her head. Let me find a picture. Hold on.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it. I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad.
She shaved her head. Candace ended up shaving her head as well. And but they've just made several different excuses right there. Candace says she wanted to be like her brothers. And then Dawn says, well, she cut herself in the back. I think there's some pictures there. You can see where she's cut herself in the back. And then Candace shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad. But you just said it didn't bother her. That's what she wanted. And they're going to tell you how she likes to be a princess. And they're going to tell you like she likes to be a tomboy. They just make up the answer to whatever the question is. They're adapting.
And but but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, we
At this
knew, I
point,
knew
it
right
bothered.
away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, you know, I forget the word.
Investigation.
They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else, you know, and I feel for them. But I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing,
Well, Don,
you know, get
hold
a
on.
search warrant or something.
Don, you wish neighbors could search other neighbors' houses? Well, Don, you've went in neighbors or people's houses before without asking. I mean, and that was to get panties from women in their garage and stuff. Now, I don't know about you, but I would think Don, who is a multi-time felon and freak, in my opinion, he snuck in to get women's panties. Now, if you thought your, neighbors might have summer, I don't think that would stop you, Don. I mean, the red panties didn't stop you. So, you actually thinking something happened to your daughter might be in a neighbor's house. Um, you would be all up in there, right?
But there's just no way you can search every single house, you know,
Mm,
in the eastern United States or whatever.
yeah.
But I wish there was a way. Just thankful for the person or persons that's doing that, you know, out of love,
I
and
appreciate it.
trying to get information and trying to get her found. We thank them from the bottom of our
That
hearts,
means a lot.
and we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. And she's an awesome young lady, and we just want her back.
Young lady.
But, yeah, there's always going to be haters, you know, and it's always going to be that way in this world, and we just want to.
Don is a very conflicted man. He's a very conflicted. He is definitely Nick. He is a very conflicted man. He wants to be faithful in his faith, but he also wants strippers, coke, and math. Right.
Focus on the good friends and Christian people that are
We'll pull up Jinkies.
trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. And that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck, or we hardly know many of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. I mean, and we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened. We got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. But
The most
Can someone give me a timestamp on Jinkies live of what time she talks about this stuff? The charges were last September, and Candace was afraid that maybe Don would go to jail approximately 3:34 in the live last night. Thank you, just a number. Thank you so much. 3:34. 3:34. Let me play this. There's a 911 call of Candace calling on Dawn, and you hear Summer screaming for help. Mom, mommy, help me. What, daddy's hurting you again? I told you not to go around daddy. The 911 call doesn't live. So some people are saying 1 hour and 30 minutes, and some people are saying 3 hours and 34 minutes. Which is it?
important thing is to bring Summer home safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have.
I've got the
We've
call.
never went without. Thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband. He's always provided for us, and
He is not always provided for you, Candace. He left you there with 3 kids without a fucking dime and went to Utah. She only told a few people after Dawn spoke about it. I might know what she's talking about, but I want to see what she says first. Is it 1 hour and 30? 1 hour and 30 for Jinkies. Okay. 1 hour and 30. Okay. Let's see what they say here. Can someone drop Jinky's link? Jinky's let's see what she says.
She's talking about Chewy, Dumpling, other people that was on the YouTube streets that was talking about it. And what they were talking about was last September, Candace was on the phone with me, and I was talking to her about Bellington Days. And I was talking to her about Bellington Days, and we were getting ready to do it. It was like a couple days before Bellington Days. And we were getting ready to do the Bellington Days. We wasn't sure if we were going to get a spot or not.
3
guys.
hours and 34 minutes.
So that was what we were up in arm about. And
3 hours, 34 minutes. I should just text Jinkies.
Brian, I know it's public. It wasn't back then. It did end up getting circulated on YouTube streets. Not by me, but it did. But, I mean, how would you all feel if somebody looked at you and said, they're accusing us of molesting our kids and beating them? That's real serious shit right there, guys. I didn't know what to think. I did distance myself. As anybody would have.
Hold on, what?
I didn't know what to think. I did distance myself.
Hold on. I got to go back a little bit more.
You guys would feel if you're talking to somebody that has a missing child and the other 3 in custody, and you all know they're the ones that brought the charges out and showed them.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and told me face to face, they're charging us with this and that of our kids. Hi, Tony Macaroni.
What's this and that?
How would you feel? I want you to ask yourself that. How would you feel about the situation? What would you have did? I know it's public, Ryan. I know it's public. It wasn't back then. It did end up getting circulated on YouTube streets. Not by me, but it did. But, I mean, how would you all feel if somebody looked at you and said, they're accusing us of molesting our kids?
Well, let me tell you something. So it's, oh, I don't, share's probably not in here, but about a year and a half ago, Dawn sent pictures to share. And it's, you know how when you have an iPhone, it shows the roll of other pictures down here in the very, very, I don't have an iPhone, but it shows the picture and then it shows the roll of other potential pictures uh you can select. Well, one day Cher was looking through those and she called me fucking hysterical. And she's like, I am so bothered by this picture. And she's like, I didn't see it forever, ever, ever, Justin. And she's like, it looks like Summer is being posed. And she's like, I want to send it to you. And I was like, well, first, wait a minute. Let's just wait. Does does she have clothes on? Because that's a big thing right there. You don't ever want to send anything like that. And she thanked this picture. She did have her some clothes on, right? Like she had her bottom on, and I think she had like a little top on. But from what I can recall, she's on this bed. It was very, very tiny. She was on this bed, and it looks like she had her she was like on her knees and she had like her arms. I want to say she had them like on the bed or something. It wasn't a natural picture at all, at all. And we ended up turning that in pronto. Um, but Candace, if you know this case, Candace would have photos of Summer completely topless on Facebook, just like in her feed, she's 5-year-old little girl, completely topless. She would have her legs, uh, little girls, they don't know how to sit, especially if you don't teach them. And like she would have like Summer's legs, like, kind of like be spread. Like it just shouldn't be on the internet. Summer didn't know better, but Candace should. You know what I mean? And just very uncomfortable stuff. Just very uncomfortable stuff that most people would never put. Could be, again, those pictures that they could be completely innocent. But regardless, I'm not saying there was any intention behind the one she posted on Facebook or anything. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but I'm saying it's something, regardless, intention or not, shouldn't be have put on there on Facebook or any social platform.
And beating them. That's real serious shit right there, guys.
Yeah, when they are accusing you of beating your kids and essaying them, you damn right that's real serious shit. And Summer was about to start school. And you could tell the decline in Summer, especially the last few months in her pictures.
I didn't know what to think. I did distance myself I distanced myself, as anybody would have.
Tammy, thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate you joining up in the Pearl family. Welcome, my dear. Well, welcome, Miss Tammy. Thank you so much, Miss Tammy. Appreciate you very, very much, my dear. 488 thumbs up. Come on, y'all. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you for being here.
That is reason enough to distance yourself from people. And I didn't bring it to YouTube. They did not pursue the charges. The CPS didn't pursue the charges.
Again, another failure.
I know that they got this last September. This happened last September. So, because it was a couple days before Bailington Days. I don't know why. And, I'm glad the charges were dropped and it didn't happen. Or I'm
not glad the charges weren't dropped. But CPS was there the day before allegedly Summer went missing. Now, I don't know about you, but the day, let's say CPS was there the day before Summer went missing. Okay. Are you going to leave 3 boys by themselves the next day after CPS has been there? You're not. No, you're not. You are not going to leave those boys there by themselves. And one thing about Don and Candace, they did not leave those boys or kids alone at the house. They never did leave them by themselves. They were too far out when they went to town, and they never let those kids by themselves. And Don Wells, you know that you were home by 10:30 or 11 o'clock the day Summer went missing. You know it. I know it. God knows it. And so does law enforcement.
So, I'm not sure what happened in that situation, but what would you do in that situation?
He was absolutely home that day.
How would you?
I've heard that.
I think I did the right thing. I distanced myself a little bit from the situation, and I was waiting it out.
Don and Candace are very, very good at manipulating. Don is a druggie. In my opinion, and he is, in my opinion, a con artist, and in my opinion, a master manipulator. And he convinces people. And there has been a lot of people through the last 4 years taking the bait. Some still to this day take the bait. Yes, Pam. Yep. And from creators, and that's why I say, when you're a creator, unfortunately, some people who are interested in true crime, they get bamboozled themselves. Some potential suspect or a suspect only shows you the best side of them, right? And that's what Don does. Oh, sister, pray with me and all of this. And, let's talk about the Bible and all of this whenever he is, cashing his check on his way to the nearest city to blow it on prostitutes and coke. There's a lot of different sides to Don Wells. But they've manipulated a lot of the audience, in my opinion, a lot of creators as well. They are not good people at all. I will never, ever, 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 ever accept that someone that has 9 children between them have never fought a fucking day in their life to try to get them back, just try to straighten their asses up and just live like normal people, and have failed 9 children in which, some of Don's older kids have went some really bad directions. Is a registered S offender Don's child, one of his oldest son. I will never accept and say that someone like that is a good person. Never. You cannot convince me that someone who gave up on 9 children is a good person. Ever. You can't convince me that a mother who is giving alcohol to a minor the day Summer goes missing is a good person. That this mom is laying in bed with this teenager is a good person. A man who is sneaking in women's houses to steal their panties so he says he can masturbate with it later is a good person. Never. Disgusting. Mm-mm. Fuck that. We're 2 different people.
I said, run. I distanced myself from the situation and I was waiting it out. Did not know anything about these charges. That's all busy.
And I just want to say the thing where the panties and stuff, that's not my opinion, by the way. That's documentation. I have shown the documents. And for my OG Summers in here, y'all know that. Y'all know that. That's document. That is not my opinion. That's not speculation. That's not speculation. That is documented. And not only that, and that was several years ago when Don did that. I'll make that very clear. But not only that, after Summer disappeared, YouTubers were up there. Don cashed his check, went to blow it on hookers and coke, was gone for several days. They come back. Don's down in the basement. One of the YouTubers goes to his truck, pulls out his glove box. And guess what he pulls out of his glove box? Swear to God. Red panties. Red panties. Again, they cannot be rehabilitated, in my opinion. Cannot be rehabilitated. Mm-mm. Now, I want to make it clear as this as well. Don is not a registered S offender. But I will say this, just because you're not registered doesn't mean you're not an offender, in my opinion.
No, PG didn't know about these charges. No. So, I mean, I was put in a predicament of not knowing what to believe. You got so many stories out here of, Don was charged with panties, and then his stepsisters, and all this stuff that went down on YouTube, their fights, and all this stuff. And I didn't know what to believe. All I knew was that I was very disturbed, and I stepped away from it. I cried because it really did, Ryan. It really did. And then they did find it that the charges was not. Yeah, it was almost down to a year. And then they found that the charges were not enough. And when I found that out, I was very glad that that was the case.
Well, you see, I'm not glad that's the case. I disagree with Jinkies there, but because I'll tell you this is not the first time Don Wells has been accused of taking advantage of others. We know that he did this and admitted his sister. Right? Remember that? He admitted this about doing this to his, well, I said sisters. No, Jinkies, she's got a heart of gold, Jinkies does. Jinkies is just a country girl who is not used to people behaving this way. That's all it is. She just wants to help out, and she's just not used to these cons that she runs with. Jinky is, and she's an emotional creature, and that's what she rules with, is her emotions. And so that's what it boils down to. She wants to see the best in everybody, right? Even pieces of shit like Don and Candace. Now she's, I've talked to Jinkies privately and all that, and she just wants to believe in everybody. But I think when she realized this was going on, she had to separate herself from this. We're going to get back to that in just a second, but this was the boys' room. Two of the oldest in the home, and this is the cleanest room in the house. Yeah, Jinkies has a real good heart. Kids never had a bed sheet. They never had a pillow. Any of that. Nothing. This is Summer's bedroom. This is the 5-year-old and her little brother, or her little older brother, the next in line of Summer's brother. This is a 5-year-old bedroom. It is a fucking dungeon. They live up on a hill. They would put what is it? Not saran, tinfoil This is the TikTok video of Summer. Right before she suddenly disappeared. This was the bathing suit. This is Summer. This is Candace, the mother. And this is grandmother, the one that was with them that day. There's so much to this. I have, this is there's only 2 doors in the entire house. This is the basement door and the front door. Summer went in the front door. There is no other way to get out of the house other than this door. And they say in 2 minutes that someone would have had to come up on the hill and abduct her, run over the hill mountain with a child, and nobody hear anything. All of these dogs laying right here, it's not even half of them, didn't say anything. This is the police report of Dawn going into the home of a stranger, collecting the panties, saying that he is going to masturbate to. That's, again, here's the police reports. It's not an opinion. It is what it is. I read all of these in my other. During, due to Wells' demeanor, meaning Don Wells, the fact that he kept sticking his hands in his pockets, Officer Lindabury obtained consent to search Wells' pockets. During the consent search, Lindenberry located a pair of red panties in Wells' right front pocket. Wells initially advised that the panties were from his wife, who resides at the West End, but then he corrected himself, stating that they were his girlfriend's. Wells stated that he also was picking up some items that he had stored in the shed. Wells said that Beatty did not know. Beatty is the woman inside who I have also spoken with, and she had no idea, Dawn Wells, and had no idea that he was in her house or anything until the police reports. Wells said that Beatty did not know he was storing his things in her shed and did not want her to find out. I wonder why. Officer Lindenbury began looking around the area and inside the garage for items that appeared to be out of place. Inside the garage, Lindenbury located a laundry room, which contained several lingerie items. Officer Lindenberry advised me about what he had discovered in the garage, at which time I advised Wells of his Miranda warnings. Wells advised that he understood his rights and agreed to speak with me without an attorney present. During the interview, Wells admitted that he had entered the garage and took the panties from the laundry room. He said he was going to use the panties to masturbate at a later time. He denied having any sexual contact with himself or anyone at the residence while waiting for Johnny. Yeah. This is the person that is the woman that I spoke to, that was that took the panties. That was her panties. It's crazy. 1 second. I've got files for days, y'all. I mean, look at this is just this is the living room at the time. Little Summer. Little Summer right there. Look at her hair. Her hair is actually longer there. This is the driveway up the mountain to get to their home. Dawn also admits, I've got this is their mountain. This is the mountain of the winter time. I've been there throughout all seasons, and the dogs always met you up there. They followed you everywhere. This is one of the summer wells when she not too long before she went missing. And Marlena's daughter, and she looks sick here, just like you see in the case that I'm covering now out of Pennsylvania, little Renesmee. These are things that they took from the home. These are the letters Candace wrote to Dawn while Dawn was in jail. She didn't want to be with him anymore. This is the door that also at the time had the one-way mirror type of tint film on it. You couldn't see inside at all. And of course, here's one of their mattresses. You couldn't see inside at all. Now this was Summer's room after they cleaned it, because Dr. Phil would not put that room on his show. Made him clean it up. This is Summer's room right here. This is where she slept. To me, this looks like an unfinished rabbit cage or chicken coop without the wire. And it's a futon mattress that doesn't even lay level on the bottom and top. Again, you can't get a sheet to fit it. Can't get a sheet to fit it whatsoever. And they didn't give a fuck about these kids. How the hell are they not in jail? Good question. But, whenever you come from a county where the sheriff's son is a registered sex offender himself, it's the way things go down there. Yep, the sheriff's son is a registered S offender. I shit you not. See how they covered up all the windows? They covered them all up. I mean, you can just see this is the way it looked when Summer was taken out, right? Craziness. Absolute craziness. Okay, I want to get back to Jinky's thing here. Guys, please hit that thumbs up. Would greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family.
Really did. I found that out. I was very glad that was not the case.
They do, Brandy.
I'm very hurt at Candace about how she got up there and did that the other day. I'm very hurt. I know a little bit more about this situation, but that's nothing that YouTube needs to know. But
Yeah, I know what Jinky's talking about there. Which we're going to play that with Candace here in a little bit, because I screen recorded the entire thing when she went live the other day. Candace went live the other night. I screen recorded the whole thing, and we're going to play it. Drunk as a
YouTube
skunk.
don't need to know it, no. But when it comes to that, I mean, I don't know who would feel any different.
Yeah, the other night.
And yes, I got mad and I told it on Candace tonight, but it wasn't, it was public knowledge already. It's not like I released anything that wasn't public knowledge. And it has been public knowledge. I don't know. At right, bitches. I don't know. Take it from someone who knows sometimes. They just can't find evidence, and that's the truth. Yeah.
Summer's out there somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
On putter somewhere, in my opinion.
Unfounded is not innocent people.
But there are people that still go to her chat room, still yet today, and they just coddle Candace. Oh, Candace. Oh, honey, we know you're not this or that. And to be honest with you, Candace just wants to be loved. That's all she wants. She's literally a child up here. She really is. She really is. She's been way through too much. And the thing with Candace is she did always take pictures of the kids. She did take them places. And respectfully, I say this, she didn't do it for the kids. She did it for her to have as equal as much fun. I mean, honestly, like, it was about her doing these things so she could have fun as well. She doesn't have a maternal bone in her body. She's just stunted. And she wants to be loved by Dawn, and she will do anything, and I mean anything, to do that. And Dawn knows that. And that's the thing. Dawn knows that. Dawn is a conniving bastard.
I guess they just didn't find it. But like I said,
1,000% Rockin' Robin. 1,000%.
Yeah, I think Chewy found out back at Christmas.
There's nothing that will ever convince me that Candace and Hunter wasn't doing stuff. They took pictures of them in bed together. I believe the night before, Hunter said he was up all night long. Candace said she didn't go to bed till late. I believe they were up talking all night. I believe that they planned on meeting the next day. I believe Dawn was home by 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and he knew that she was with Hunter. I think he threw a fucking fit because he's a jealous prick who can cheat on her every day. And it is just not right for a woman, a mother, to bring a 15-year-old alone with a 5-year-old and go swimming and buy him alcohol, get him his inhibitions down. That's not normal. That's not a good person. And I was a teenage boy once, right? When you're a teenager, your hormones are right. And I think things happened. I don't think either one of them will admit to it. But just because they don't admit it doesn't mean it didn't happen,
Christmas
in my
time.
opinion.
I didn't tell Chewy till back at Christmas time. And that would have been 3 months later. Yeah. But it was circulating at that point quite a bit.
Candace and Dawn has shit on everyone that has tried to help them. And I mean everyone. They don't have a long-term relationship at all because someone will try to help Candace. They'll help her for a little while. She'll start drinking. She'll start talking to Dawn. She's right back up there. Dawn will get loaded. She'll get loaded. They'll have a knockdown, drag out. Dawn will bring some, infested woman up there, throw her out for a week, and it's the same thing again. It's the same thing again. They are on a toxic repeat, and it is not going to change. It will not change until one of them does something to each other, in my opinion. It almost happened this spring.
Within the community, it was circulating. Not the YouTube streets, the private communities.
Thank you, Wolfie.
Where people actually know each other. Like that type of thing.
Still together.
It was circulating pretty good. It was circulating in the YouTube streets there at the end, though. Because I heard some people talking about it. And I'm like, what's this about? The Tri-City streets, yeah. And I was like, what's this about? Yes, act right, yeah. But and then they brought the papers, and they was charged with it. So, and I felt so much better about it.
So for them to bring a charge, right? For the authorities to bring a charge, they have to know that things occurred. Think about that. They have to know that things occurred. But sometimes one or two situations with certain instances, or they don't have the witness, or whatever. They don't have enough. Doesn't mean they didn't do it. It means the charges are dropped. No, it's someone's fire thingy. So just remember, Jinky says they were charging them with what were they charging them with? Abusing the children and SA? Was it?
Simmons is so obsessed that she's either runs and tells and calls people and tries to start trouble and stuff. But it's getting creepy, though. It really is getting creepy because she's in my personal business now. And I never dug into her personal business like that. Not going to her Facebook and stuff. So expect workers to close cases. No kids at home. No further investigation needed. Were adopted out of state. Drops off. Really act right. She did sound like a Karen. She is a Karen.
Than that, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, the media painted Don and Ken.
1 second here.
Bub, my nephew Bub, I've not digged into her life. He let her play the video up there. She actually didn't. Diamonds just played it and didn't tell Daisy she was playing it, really.
Okay. All right, I guess that's it for that. Okay, now, this is from the other night. Candace going live, drunk as a skunk, coughing her head off.
Oh, man. How about that? Thank you, Coupon. Thank you, Coupon Mama. It's not. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm trying to do my
Thank you,
best.
Glenda. Thank you, honey.
I really, really am. You know, me and Donnie are still together.
Me and Donnie are still
But
together.
we still have issues to work out. Let's just put it that way, okay?
Oh, she's messed up. You could hear Dawn in the background bitching about something when she first started. She has, I cannot tell you the amount of money people have gave them. I cannot tell you the amount of labor people have went up there, fixed their house up. Oh, I'm not done playing it, honey. I cannot tell you the amount when Summer first went missing. They had so many gift cards, stacks of them, that they would give them out. And that went up. People was giving them money up until a year and a half ago. She would go in this one creator's chat, say a sad story, they would drop her Cash App or drop her, links or whatever. Oh, I need gas to get. Oh, it was just, I've never seen it. Never seen the beat in my life. Two times the house was fixed. Yeah. Whenever Summer went missing, I don't even think they had a refrigerator that worked correct. Bought refrigerators, drywall, just everything to fix that house up. The good hearts of people that thought Don and Candace were actually good people, they would go up there and on their weekends off or of the evenings off and trying to get that house in order so that they could get their kids back. They never tried to get their kids back. There wasn't even a wall. The toilet, the bathroom, there wasn't even a wall in the bathroom. It was in the middle, essentially, of the living room. They took a crap in right there in front of everybody. The bathtub right beside of it. Again, you would be sitting over there and you would be sitting you'd see someone on the toilet. Yes, sissy. Shower, no tub. Same, yeah. I mean, that is just not healthy. They had 4 kids in the house while this was going on. That's a place where you need privacy, right? I think Don and Candace didn't care because they were so used to being in jail and prison that it didn't matter to them. Right? Because that's what you have to do in prison. Remember the Dawn on the toilet video? Yeah. That was a video. Boy, that was a video. If there ever was one.
Choose. Oh, that's important. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're not gonna lie. You don't lie, do you?
I mean, what husband and wife doesn't have problems, honestly?
What husband and wife tries to unalive each other on a consistent basis? What wife has a 911 call that I can play here today that their kid is screaming, "Mom, Mom, help me. Summer, did your daddy hurt you again? I told you to stay away from him." But you go back.
No, innocent. We are not perfect. By no means.
Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. Nobody is asking for perfection. Nobody's asking for perfection. Just asking for the basics. The basics. Right?
Bully. great in him would be like married to the devil. What?
What's wrong with Patty?
Because it's been years now. What is your thoughts now on Summer? You really don't want to know my theory of it. Honestly, y'all really.
Okay, so this is where she's about ready to start talking about Summer. Oh, I'm sorry. You got the Rona, Patty. Hope you feel better, darling. It's rough. People are asking her in this, oh, Candace, what's your theory of what happened to Summer? And she's gonna tell you, and she's gonna tell you that, you know, she's not allowed to search or anything else.
Don't.
She's like talking in slow motion because she's drunk as shit.
You don't want to get it. Okay, so, y'all want to hear my theory on it, huh? Alright, well, I'll tell you my theory of it. And I don't give a shit who hears it.
Good.
I hope everybody in the East Coast, West Coast, and the F Coast, and Atlanta Coast, and everybody around it hears this. You know what happened? You know what I think happened?
Sorry.
Honestly, the God truth is I think some fucking stupid motherfucking hillbilly motherfucker, excuse my French, come up there and took my daughter away from me. That's what I believe.
That's what she believes. She believes someone came up there and took her daughter in 2 minutes. You just took the words out of my mouth, Marlena. You took the words out of my mouth, girl. Out of my mouth. While you're outside and your mom's outside and 3 boys are upstairs, and it just happened to be right after you got home. No.
That's what I feel in my heart.
No, you don't, Candace. God knows you know, don't either.
No, I don't believe it was CPS like Donnie believes, but that he's a man.
Don, to this day, like I said, from as far as I know, and the way Candace is saying, still believes, he says that CPS, Child Protective Services, came up and abducted Summer Wells. That's what he says. That Child Protective Services came up and abducted Summer Wells, and that would mean Hawkins County, TBI, FBI with the card team and all that would have to be all in it. Child Protective Services don't kidnap children. If they feel the child is in danger, they'll come there, knock on the door, and if you don't answer, the police will show up with them and they'll take them. They don't need a big conspiracy.
And he has his own beliefs, and I have my own beliefs.
1,000%, Miss Justice. 1,000%. It's just an excuse.
Yeah. Hey, I'm like totally on delete on like I don't even want to name names because it's just bad.
She's so drunk she don't got her teeth in. I gotta switch batteries while this plays. 1 second. Let me switch batteries on my camera.
Yeah, I heard there's a new sheriff in town. I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, but I don't believe he's going to be any better than Ronnie Larson. Sorry, my opinion. Hold on, I'm trying to read the. No, I'm not going to, innocent. What do you mean? I don't think that happened, Justice Jane. Yeah, I believe she was lured off too. Yeah, I sure the hell do.
All right,
But
give me
I'm
2
not
seconds.
gonna name the names.
I need to refresh my camera. 1 second.
Are you still
Let me pause this. 2 seconds, y'all. Okay, back. Sorry about that. So Candace, is there a new sheriff in Hawkins County? I knew that there may be a new sheriff coming soon in Hawkins County. Hopefully there is. Um, and if there is, I want to send them this clip that Candace Wells, to the new sheriff, if there is a new sheriff, doesn't think you're going to be any better than Ronnie Lawson. And I hope that puts a fire under your ass to the new sheriff or coming new sheriff. 2026. I think I know which sheriff it's going to be. And people have talked to him about the Summer Wells case. And I hope it puts a fire under your ass, sheriff, because I know certain individuals have spoke to you about Summer Wells case. And Candace thinks you're not going to be any better. So prove her wrong. Prove her wrong. You hear her like coughing and wheezing.
Donnie?
Down.
Yes, I am. Can you see FH at all before or after the same and y'all come home? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Explain yourself. I believe it was you, Hunter, you buried her somewhere like. Wow, are you fucking for real? Like, bitch, you just need to go somewhere. See, this is why I don't come on here. Because people think that I did something to my daughter.
You damn right.
Do you know my daughter is my life?
Her name's Summer.
She is everything to me.
No, she's not. You're fucking twisted, Candace. She is not. Just because you say that doesn't mean she is. You did not get her back. Why? You could have. Your friend Kathy gave you every fucking resource that you could possibly need to get your daughter back. But you didn't want to lose Donnie, did you? And Don wouldn't go for a psych evaluation, would he? So you're full of shit. You can say that till the day of judgment. But if she meant everything to you, you would have done everything to try to get her back and those boys and straighten your shit up. Bullshit, Candace. Bullshit.
Y'all just don't even know.
Oh, I fucking do. I'm mad, y'all. Sorry. You piece of shit. You know exactly.
Thank you, innocent.
You know exactly, Candace. Look what Jinkies was just talking about. That they were going to charge you guys last year. So she meant everything to you? Go to hell, both of you.
My daughter Summer was my everything. She was more to me. Y'all just ain't happy until I cry. And then when I
don't
cry,
give a fuck if you cry.
y'all ain't
be
happy
honest.
anyway because, like, it's a joke to y'all.
Joke to us? Bitch, we have been doing shit for the last 4+ years. 4+ years. What were you doing when they went back there to search, Candace? You were literally in the floor playing a Scrabble game or collaring. I can't remember. And they said, they're looking for your daughter right now. And you shrugged your shoulders, and went back to playing your little game or collaring. Yeah. Y'all just don't know till I cry. Go to fucking hell. Don't collect $200, bitch. Don't.
I mean, I'm not talking about the people that care. I'm talking about the people that hate. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that so much. I wish I knew. Like, they will not let me look or let me search for my own daughter. Don't you?
They won't let me look or let me search for my own daughter. Okay. You know what else they won't let you do, Candace? They won't let Donnie do, but he does it anyways. It's against the law to do coke and math and everything else, isn't it? Right? He still does it. But God forbid you get out and look for your kid and do something proactive for your kid. children, all 9 of them combined. I understand in the beginning when someone goes missing, parents might not want to be out there. Some parents may not. They don't want to see that if their kid is out there. I get that. Over 4 years later, go to hell. Go to hell.
You think that's pretty fucking sad?
Candace, you do anything your little heart desires if you really want to. Right? Just like if you're not supposed to be around Donnie, you go around him anyways, don't you? You go around him anyways, don't you? In the past. Now, in a little bit, she's going to start talking about someone saying, well, let's get a group together and let's search. And she's like, all right, let's go. But she just said she couldn't search for him, for her, for Summer. She's unbelievable.
And I want to look for my daughter anytime I can. But fucking Hawkins County won't let me. They won't let me at all.
Liar. She never looked a day, not an hour, not a minute. Never.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Sherry, not probably.
They won't let me look for Summer. I begged them to let me look, and they refuse to let me look.
Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable.
Nothing happened
Breathing
to
sounds
them.
terrible.
Okay, well. I mean,
PG called and said,
where do y'all want to start? I mean, honestly.
Here we go. Listen. Ask Dawn. Ask yourself.
I mean, I'll go wherever y'all want to look. You want to all go look? Let's all go look.
There we go. There we go. I'll go wherever y'all want to go to look. Let's go look. Let's go look. Let's go look. I wish I could tell you about my stolen children. Who stole your children? Who stole your children? In my opinion, it's a lot like Jack and Lily, negligent parents. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's your holler. Exactly.
Shit. Excuse me. I'm not sure if they are still looking or not. I'm not so sure about that. Well,
She'll go look if someone's around her, right?
Mary, I believe she's still with us.
Oh, she still believes she's still with us. She believes Summer's still with us.
But hell, if y'all want to go look somewhere, we'll all go look together. Fuck it.
Oh, you hear that? They won't let me look. That's sad. Well, if y'all want to go look, we'll go look. I'm sorry, Regine.
Jim, because that's what TBI and Hawkins County told us. We were not allowed to look.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Mary, I'm not sure why she did what she did. I can't answer why my mother left. I could not answer that. I don't.
Probably because her pain pill prescription was closer, I would say, number one. And number two, to get away from crazy lunatic ass Dawn. That would be my next guess.
No, she won't tell me.
That would be my guess.
Damn ants crawling on me. Okay, Vanessa, let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go search for Summer, Vanessa. But I can't. They said I can't go look.
Yeah, Justice, I do think she's alive. Yeah, you fucking right, I do.
No, you don't.
In a heart fucking beat.
You do not. And that is what amazes me. Is Deception Detective? He was in here earlier, and he's like, they're better liars than Daniel and Malaya, and I absolutely agree with him. She doesn't believe She doesn't believe Summer's still alive. She does not believe Summer's still alive. There's no way she believes Summer is still alive. I don't think. I just don't think so. And also, I called this in a couple years ago. Candace, she ditched, and she did not know I knew this, and I had the fucking receipts. Candace ditched 2 phones in a pond out at a farm somewhere. Didn't want to talk about that though, did you, Candace? Didn't want to talk about that though. You shady bitch. No, not that farm. Not the cow farm.
She was.
Not that farm.
It was. I think she was smart to leave. What the fuck you mean by that?
I don't think it was.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Good night, Carol.
Huh. I'll go wherever y'all want to go.
She'll go wherever y'all want to go, but she won't go by herself. She'll go wherever strangers want to go. A couple nights ago, Vivian, she'll go wherever strangers wants her to go to look for Summer, but she won't go by herself. Makes perfect sense.
No, I don't believe they are. No, I don't believe they are.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Jay. That sounds odd that y'all can't look for summer. They be wasting their breath telling me I couldn't look for any child live near me is missing. Well, that's what they tell us.
You remember, guys, for those
Draken, I don't know any.
the Summer Wells community, the OGs, you remember when she said, "I've got to put Summer on the side and focus on my boys now." Yes, I do know how they met. Candace was homeless, and Don, he used to pick up the homeless, you know, bring him to do his things with or whatever. And Don was married to Pam at the time, who he shares 2 kids with. And Candace had a boyfriend, and he died. There may be something with that. You never know. I've heard things, and I've got documents on it about how they found him and stuff. But that's how they met. I will, Patricia. Candace, stay away from Patricia and who's Patricia Andy? Man. I love Donnie so much forever and always. Okay. We remember almost every word per word. Yeah. Yeah. They got well over 100,000 since Summer went missing. Oh, I would say every bit of it. I still believe Candace worked out of her mama's and her G Friends motel. They were running that, how Candace and Dawn met, in my opinion. What is supposedly PG? Marlena.
What do you say about my damn sister?
Oh shit! Sorry,
Look, oh my god! I was living in Arkansas when my sister went missing. I don't fucking know any of that.
Sorry, my alarm went off. It scared the shit out of me. Patricia and Dean. Oh well, then delete that comment. I didn't know that.
They always gonna tell everybody everything else but
That's
me. All right.
Visit. I love PG. She's funny as shit.
Yeah, well, what does everybody think about this new fucking BPI? Jason, or whatever the fuck his name is.
She drove the bus. She drove the bus.
Innocent. Jason, you know.
Listen to this.
I'm sorry.
This pisses me off right here, what she's about to say. It pisses me off. Because, listen, Candace. Listen here. Jason Jensen, you couldn't shine his shoes, ma'am. You couldn't shine his shoes. He is very good at what he does. Very good at what he does. And your ass should be very appreciative of him looking in to your daughter. In fact, I follow him on Facebook. And a few months ago, he was asking, he's like, I need some ideas for some cases, things are slowing down for me. I'd like to. And everyone, you should be so thankful, you rotten witch, that so many of us in the comment section, Summer Wells, please look at Summer Wells. Please look at Summer Wells. Please look at Summer Wells. And guess what? He looked at Summer Wells, and he's still looking at Summer Wells. So why wouldn't you say, God, I hope he finds my daughter. God, I hope he finds some answers. You just instantly put the man down. You don't even know who he is other than his name. You have no idea of his accomplishments or anything else. You couldn't shine his shoes, ma'am. So shame on you. You clearly don't want your daughter found. Clearly. Anyone, after over 4 years, someone saying, oh my God, he's interested in my daughter's case. That's amazing. God, if he needs me for anything, let me help him. I'm the mother of Summer Wells. Man, I'll do anything to find my daughter. Because didn't you say you love her more than anything in the world and she is your life? But you're not willing to step up and answer a fucking question for Jason Jensen? You're not willing to offer any information, and she's your world while you're drunk as a skunk in 14 kinds of hell right now talking? You don't give a shit, Candace. You don't give a shit. You want people to just pet you and say you're a good girl and all of that. You're not a mother. You're a motherfucker, but that's it. That's it. And you're a piece of garbage because you won't step up and be a fucking woman one day in your life. The news comes out. What do? You write a fucking letter. You won't get in front of the camera. You write a fucking letter. I love my daughter more than anything, but I won't get in front of the television for her. People might say, oh, well, Justin, you're just going to judge her. You're, the haters, you're just going to judge her. Being critical of someone who's actually doing the things to try to find their daughter, why would someone criticize that? So I hope that gives Jason Jensen extra fire. Candace, I hope that gives him even more motivation to figure out what happened to Summer Wells. Whatever happened to her, whoever did something with her or didn't. But I hope that gives him fire. And I hope someone clips that little section of Candace saying that and sends it to him. Just to give him, because sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes you just need that little, okay, you said that. All right. Gives you a little more motivation. Shame on you, Candace.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude or mean.
Yeah.
But I think he is a joke. I'm sorry, but I think
Candace Wells thinks Jason Jensen is a joke as she sits there and wheezes from her 97th pack of cigarettes and probably 3 pounds of meth today. But She says, the man trying to find her child at no charge to her, not a single red cent. She's calling him a joke. Go to hell, Candace.
He is a joke.
You're a joke. Hold on. I think she cuts out for a minute. Here we go. There she goes.
I don't know, Dragon. I really don't know. Yes, Merrick, he does.
She'll someone says she'll write a letter. Of course Chris is still willing to help. So many of us are willing to do anything to try to find Summer. Anything. What does it need? What does it take? Right? Justin, don't use such big words for her. She probably never heard of the word accomplishment in her life. Yeah. Oh yeah, they know what happened to Summer. There is nothing that will ever convince me otherwise. I've been to that house in every single season that there are in Tennessee, all 4 seasons. And nobody went up on that hill and took that child. Nobody went. I don't care if Summer went down to the end of the road. Nobody took that child. Nobody took that child. That is some stranger off a 2-lane country road on a 1-lane country road. That's a dead end. It's not a means to get to somewhere. Ben Hill Road. That sick joke that they tried playing on Mary, Don's stepsister. Oh yeah. Don thinks it's a joke. Don thinks it's a joke. The question was asked. It'll never leave my mind. Chris McDonough from the interview room said, Don, what do you think should happen to the person that did something with Summer? Should they go to prison? Oh man, I've been to prison. Now, I wouldn't wish prison on my worst enemy. Don has not seen his daughter in over 4.5 years. Summer has been nearly missing as long as she was on the planet. And he says he doesn't think the person that did something with his daughter should go to prison. If you don't remember anything else, Don Wells says, let it be that. Please, let it be that. Yes, 13 days before talking to the media. Yeah. Now, most of us would say someone did that to, your child. They probably wouldn't even make it to prison. Right? Because you would probably try to deal with it in your own way. But Don says he doesn't think the person that could have literally unalived Summer Wells, a 5-year-old, precious little blonde-haired and blue-eyed, fair-skinned, cute as a button, little girl that just wanted to play with her brothers and swing. They should not go to prison. Well, I'm here to say that whoever did something with Summer Moon Utah Wells should be under the fucking prison. If you won't say it, Don, I will. And so will millions of other people.
Yeah, Dragon, he's out of Utah. He's not. To me, he's a. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's hard to explain, honestly.
It's hard to explain. It's
I
never
just
hard
feel
for
bad
a
for
parent
homeless
to explain
kids and family
that their child is missing.
suffered it. All of you. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate that. Uh, I'm gonna get off here. My headphones are fixing to die. But I'll come back tomorrow and talk to y'all. Because this is like, it's major. It's fucking major. Like, how the fuck do children just come up missing?
Ask your husband, and they don't.
Oh, no, Mama, I'm doing okay. I will.
He's a coward.
I'll be safe. I'll be okay.
Don is not a man. Don is a sneaky witch. He couldn't look another man directly in the eyes and say he didn't do anything with his job.
Innocent. Okay, I will. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all have a blessed night.
You don't know what love is, bro.
Don't understand people.
You don't know what love is.
Well, Lord, I'm not having fun, but
Yeah.
I'm living by the faith of God, and I'm praying.
She's living by the faith of God, and she's praying. Drunker than a skunk and 14 kinds of haters, but she's living by the faith of God.
That God will bring answers soon.
I pray. God, I pray. I pray with you on that, Candace.
Sitting outside, I'm kind of upset tonight, but it's okay. I'll be alright. God loves me, and God loves y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, God knows what we need. Yep, you're sure right. Yeah. I've been crying for the past few nights. I just can't.
Give me that jail time religion.
crying
Give me
again
that
tonight,
jail
and
time religion. Give me that jail
I
time
can't show
religion.
y'all my faces because it'd be bad. It'd be real bad.
Oh, whatever.
But I hope y'all have a blessed and good evening. I love y'all.
You don't love anything other than Dawn.
Thank you everyone for
And
coming
yourself.
in tonight. I really appreciate it. Feel safe where I'm at. How about that?
she feels safe where she's at. How about that? All of Candace's uploads, I have them on the Wayback Machine. I'll put the link down in the description so you can view them there for your viewing pleasure as well. She won't tell the truth. She's famous in her own lunchbox box. It's about right. I want to play something right here of Chris McDonough from the interview room. The details on Don Wells' interview you didn't hear. Credit goes to our friend Chris McDonough from the interview room. Chris is a friend, and I call him I call him like the godfather of this case, because we got so much information from Chris in the Summer Wells case that we would not have today if it wasn't for Chris. And he went there. He did an interview with Candace by the lake where Summer was last seen. If you go to my playlist, I've got videos of me there at the lake, at Ben Hill Road several times and all that. And Don was too big of a wuss to meet Chris face to face. And all of that. It's a couple minute long video. Credit goes to Chris McDonough. Please drop his link if you don't.
Was there a car at the bottom of your driveway when you pulled up? Like a cop car or anybody? You just pulled right up?
There was nobody there. I was the first one there. Yeah. Yep.
And your first
That is not true. Don was not the first one there. He's absolutely lying through the crack of his ass right there.
impression of where you should search first?
So that's why I drove down to the bottom, because I didn't even go to the house. I went straight by that shed on the bottom.
Yeah, is that
This is the shed on the bottom. I'll show you the property, how it's laid out. It's kind of complicated the way it's laid out because they have 11.5 acres on the property, and the property goes by the main road out of there, and it also goes by Ben Hill Road, which is the one lane dead end road.
the one where off the bottom of your property to the
Yes. The old dirt road, I went past that. I went straight down that hill, straight to the creek, and that's when I seen my boys. And then I seen my neighbor Don walking to the left side, and the boys were on the other side of the hill. And I knew, like I say, I knew my heart just sank right there. I just knew she was gone.
You just knew she was gone. Don also says that God told him, quote, the time was nigh, end quote, that he knew something was going to happen to his daughter. He knew that. What the hell did I just press? Which is interesting. I think he had to go down there because the cops were already up there at the house. And Don says that they separated us and they were doubting, and he takes that word back really quick. They were doubting our story, he says. He went down here because, like I always say, taken way too many classes for this to not know, just like in Sebastian Rogers' case, in Jack and Lily's case, whenever there was the three-way call in Sebastian's case, and they said, hurry up, you got to go back to the house. It was those moments where shit was about to get real. Shit was about to get real. And Don knew as soon as he went up there and the cops were up there, shit was getting real. It was not, you can't put the tube of toothpaste back in. And so he needed to collect himself right there. He had to collect himself right there. And it doesn't make any sense. There is not anything anyone could tell me that would make sense why he would go right here and not straight to his home. You'll see why in a minute.
What brought you to that place first and not to the house?
Well, I figured they was looking all over the house, you know, but and I was thinking, well, he probably ain't been out on property yet or anything, so that's what made me drive down there first.
Okay.
No.
And then did you go into that shed?
No.
Yours too, by the way, real fast?
Yeah, that's ours. Well, I did. I don't know if I checked it then or later, but I know I did go in there and look. But I'm not sure if it was right then or I might have parked and walked in there and looked real quick. I just don't remember. But once I knew she was gone, I went to the top of the house and went up the driveway up there.
So why wouldn't you have gone into the shed? I'm curious.
I may have.
Don, since he was a teenager, he had where he grew up. He lived in a shed on his parents' property, even as a young, or an older teenager, and 19, 20, that. And he's always liked to do his dirty work, if you will, if you get what I'm saying, in sheds and stuff like that. I've got messages of text of Don saying that when he was a young child, that his uncle gave him the nastiest Playboys with very sick, his words, very young looking individuals, we'll say. I can tell you more, but I have to do it under members only to talk about it. And I think ever since that time when he was starting puberty, this has created something in his mind that he has grown an attraction for things that he first remembers. And it's a very common trait on how people develop fetishes, people develop sick, twisted desires, if you will. And I think that's what started it off with Don. And so he had that shed that he lived in, and this shed that you're looking at right here on the screen is very important because he goes here first. Yeah, I've got a picture of his shed where he grew up and all of that. I've got all the messages and all that. And how Don grew up has affected, it does all of us, essentially, of how we are growing up in childhood and pre-puberty and puberty affects things later. And that's why we call him pedo in the shadow.
I may have. I just can't be sure on that. If I did, I went in there, but I'm not sure if I went.
He can't remember if he went in the shed. The first place he stops his vehicle when he arrives home, he can't remember. But he can remember being behind the shed where his 3 sons were looking for Summer and a neighbor, but he can't remember if he opened that shed door. How convenient, Don. Anybody that supports this man still today You are a lunatic. You really are. I'm not really too I try not to be like too judgmental on people who may see it differently or whatever, but this man is a lunatic. Don said we just got Summer back. Yeah. Yeah.
In there right then, or if I went in there at a later time, I'm not sure.
Okay. And then what? Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, once the police started arriving and everything, I was like, man, I'm gonna go question all these damn drug dealers and everything like that.
Yeah.
And and they reluctantly said, go ahead. I says, I think y'all should put pressure on them and get a list of every person they know.
He's going to go put pressure on these rug dealers. Now, there was CPS that was involved before Summer went missing several times, but reportedly, CPS was there the day before Summer went missing. And I find that very interesting. I forgot where I was going to go with this. Sorry. But he's talking. Oh, that's what I was going to go with. Dawn, I don't think was supposed to be at that house. Because Dawn is as big of a piece of a shit as he is, Don is a hard worker. And he's really good at his craft, which is finishing drywall. I try to give credit where credit's due. And he's really good at that. And he is a hard worker. He doesn't work to better his family. He works to support his drug habit. But regardless, he's a hard worker. And the week before and the week of, he was staying in the house that he was finishing. He had a microwave there and all of that. I do not believe CPS wanted him at the house, or I believe he did not want to be at the house because CPS was on his trail. The reason Don went to Utah to begin with was because of a CPS case with Allie's daughter and one of the kids. Don and the son skipped town and left and were gone for several months. Don wanted Candace and all of them to move, and Candace didn't want to leave.
And if it was me, I'd lock them up or whatever, and then start asking questions, but it's not up to me.
But Don's talking about these rug dealers. Oh, he's always talking about math heads. He loves to talk about math heads. He will not admit. It's very listen, if you've ever struggled with drugs, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in if you've ever struggled. Not at all. Not at all. But he will not admit that he loves the meth and the Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola takes all of it, takes all the money, right? It is considered a rich man's rugs. Night, Liz. Right. And he's totally lying about the day he supposedly went to work. No, crack is the same way, but coke is very, very expensive. But he'll do it all. He'll do it all. And that being said, he won't admit it. He won't admit it. He's that good to see you.
Why would you do that? Why, from your
Well,
perspective?
because okay, in Hill Road, if you go back far enough, there, Red Hill lives back there, and I don't want to get him in trouble or nothing. Everybody goes back there looking for pills or whatever it is they're looking for. And we see all kinds driving back through there. We even see a car coming back there just barely running on 2 cylinders, just everything.
How do you know it was running on 2 cylinders, Don? You don't know how many cylinders a car's running on unless it was your car. You dumbass. Unless it was your car. Don admitted to smoking weed with he did. He did. He did admit smoking with his oldest when he was 11. He also said when his oldest daughter got AR'd that she didn't go whining and she didn't go crying. She took it like took it like a champ or something like that. His daughter, who was essayed, not Summer, his oldest daughter from another marriage. Yeah.
I got to get back there to ask him if he's got a pill or whatever. It's crazy.
So there's that. It's crazy. Don the Fairy. Bingo. It is so deep. It is so deep. But I really believe that there's been a lot of people go in a lot of directions. So many people focus on Fred or Andy or whatever and all of that. And yes, Fred was selling and doing all that, and Andy too probably, but they don't have anything to do with Summer disappearing. They just don't. You just need to look at the parents. I mean, when a child goes missing like that, 90% of the time, flat out, instantly, before any investigation, 9 out of 10 times, it's the parents or someone close in the home. Now there's Don and Candace. Add that to it. Do you know if there's an old road that's not used between anymore around Don and Candace's house? At the end of the holler, the road becomes kind of a trail. Summer Wells, she is, in my opinion, she's out there. She's out there somewhere. I don't know if she's been moved. I believe she is in a black tote, in my opinion. And I believe, one thing I do believe, the same thing about as Dawn, is that we're going to have to meet our Creator. And we're going to have to explain everything. And I would rather confess with my mouth and take whatever I got and deal with it in this life and accept the punishment in this life than I would to take it to God. any day of the week, Dawn and Candace. And I know it may not be fun in this life, but if your faith is as strong as it really is, Dawn or Candace, then deal with it in this life. Don't take it to God. Don't take it to God. Deal with it now. And that's something I really believe in. And I know Don. He knows. He just doesn't want to pay that consequence in this life. But you can't explain it away, Don. Once you're gone. None of us are promised the next second, the next breath. So take it and deal with it in this life. Confess with whatever happened and where she is. Because they never know when someone's going to be knocking. The TBI is going to be knocking on their door. The FBI is going to be knocking on their door. Local law enforcement's going to be knocking on their door. I don't think she's in Utah. No, I don't think Summer's in Utah. No. So my prayer is this all the time for Summer. God, just same as is for Michael Vaughn, same as is for Sebastian. God, put the right person in the path that finds them. Put the right person right in the path, whether that's a hunter, a hiker, a swimmer, whoever. Just put the person right in the path. Or give that investigator the right thought. Give us the right thought. I don't think Grandma took Summer off now. No, but I don't think Grandma took Summer off. I think she can't stand Don. I think Grandis can't stand Don because of what he did to her granddaughter. In my opinion. But yeah, I wanted to do a live on Summer. I haven't done it in a while. And Candace was drunk the other night. And I thought, it's time. It's time. There are people still, working on Summer's case. And I hope the TBI is actually working on it. And I hope Jason Jensen finds something. I hope we all find something to advance this as much as possible. I have done so much tireless work on this case for years now, exposing what I can, whether it was bringing the panty story here or whatever. So many things I've brought in the Summer Wells case that I don't believe it's anybody else. I don't believe it's anybody else. I don't believe Summer walked off and someone took her. I don't believe she got lost and she wasn't found. I believe Donald Wells, Jose, yeah, bless his soul, knows exactly, I believe Don Wells knows exactly where she is. The panties, yeah, with the police reports. Yeah. I mean, with this story, with this case, it's very easy to get down the rabbit hole. It's very easy, and creators do that. I've handed out flyers. I've done vigils. I've been to Hawkins County more times than I can count. More times than I can count. More times than I can count. And Summer is the Appalachian princess. That's what we call her. Candace and Grandis know. Summer is I'm willing to bet. Yeah, I think Jose was a guy that lived with Candace and the kids. They brought anybody in. And it's a long story, but he was there about 10 months before Summer went missing. And he filled in a lot of answers that we didn't know. And nobody could find him. Nobody could find him. And we found him, ICU and I. It took us 3 months to find him of diligent work. And he was on a boat in Alaska. And we found him. And that was a crazy, crazy time. Jose, unfortunately, died not long later after we spoke with him. He was a very tortured soul, Jose was, and he was fighting with his girlfriend and all that when all this was going on, and he was trying to get his life back together and all that. Lots of distractions, January. Yeah. So he got in a fight with Dawn. Big old fight with Dawn because Dawn was taking showers with Summer. There's a lot to it. It was, Rhonda, it shocked me. Something crazy. Nobody is perfect. Absolutely. Nobody is perfect. Nobody has it all together. Nobody does. We're all works in progress. We're all trying to keep it together at all times. All of us. Right? But the people that are trying, you can respect. The people that are trying. The people that don't give a shit and don't try, right? Don and Candace, those two. They didn't try to keep it together for their kids. That's the difference. That is the difference. Nobody's asking for perfection whatsoever. But try. They didn't even try with their kids. That is what gets my goat with these people. Whenever you're not even trying. No, Don didn't do anything with Jose's death. Nobody did anything with Jose's death. People have stretched that 10 billion miles. There's been so many conspiracies in this case, and people that will go down a rabbit hole that makes mountains out of molehills. And really, in crime, the most simple answers are generally 99% of the time the answers. I don't think it's really that complicated what happened to Summer. I mean, I think we have a pretty good timeline of when something could have happened to Summer. And we just don't know exactly what happened to her. Was it an accident? Did Don get mad, back out, hit her? You know, we've got the 911 call of Summer saying, "Mom, help me. He's hurting me." And that's all you need. It's not some neighbor that's never kidnapped another person ever. We've got a 911 call of Summer saying, "Daddy's hurting her." Right? There's no need in, adding all of these extra figures. Maybe they were big druggies and did all of this other shit, but they don't have what Don and Candace have. So there's that. They may be pieces of garbage, some of them, but still. I always thought one of the boys was going to talk. I don't think the boys knows too much. I really don't. I think Don and Candace knew that the boys would talk. And I think that they kept it from them as much as possible when they were doing what they did with her. They might know a little bit. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Mama Sita. Justin. Thank you, Justin, for your hard work. From Mama with love. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama Citas. Give Mama a big hug for me, okay? Tell her thank you for her support. I do appreciate it. Thank you, lovies. So yeah. I appreciate that because I don't think this one will be monetized. This video is not going to be monetized because I've cussed like a sailor the whole time and use some really vulgar language. So I appreciate that. Pebbles, Candace deleted that video. What was it? She might have deleted this video. It wouldn't surprise me. Justin, when the 911 call refers to hurt, you think essay? I don't know. But I believe Don likes them young, in my opinion. And he's admitted to when he was younger having very perverted magazines. He's admitted to saying 11 years old has a body from hell. He's admitted to being in places where they were doing very bad things to children. And all of that. I don't know if it might take a second to find. I don't know if I've got it like close by me, but there's a video that I have played and it's Candace with that 911 call, and it will make the back of your hair stand up. Let me see if I got it quickly. It's a bad one. I got all these videos from Kathy, the things that Kathy knew quite a bit. She couldn't stand Dawn. Don is so manipulating. I've got just looking at the video of him saying, Candace, I'm in rehab. I hope to see you on the other side or something like that. Just like, oh my God, please stop. So manipulating. I'm looking for it. It might be up here. We'll see. It's crazy. Oh, I found the video of Daniel's dad. In Jack and Lily's case. I've been looking for that forever. What is this one? Hold on. Oh, here's Dawn. Listen to this one. This isn't the 911 call though, but
And I didn't put it
here's him talking about things he's been in.
together, but and when I thought about it more and more, there's no way that them kids belong to that black woman. And they were addicted to cocaine.
Right.
Kids he's talking about.
So they were like, what was
Them kids could have been kidnapped from anywhere in the United States,
right?
And addicted to cocaine and controlled by cocaine.
Cocaine's that beast, huh?
Sir?
Cocaine is that kind of beast, huh?
Cocaine is what?
Is that beast? It'll bring out the beast in people, right?
Well, I mean, you can get anybody. You know how it is. Well, maybe you don't, but I'll tell you. I will tell you, Tom. You know, okay, I will educate you then. When you get addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high.
You hear that? When you get addicted to rugs, you'll, yeah, baby kisses. There's so many over there as well. You'll sell your whole soul to stay high. And remember, he allegedly tried to sell his first son for rugs.
A lot of people, man, cocaine. I mean, Stockton, California is a major drug hub.
Right.
We have to look at this stuff. I mean,
I know what you're talking about for sure. I definitely know it's definitely.
Someone could be in a situation like this. And that's what scares the fuck out of me.
Right.
And I didn't put it together, but when I thought about it more and more, there's no way that them kids belong to that place.
Okay. That's one. I'm trying to find the other ones. I've got so many. It's incredible. It's that one. Okay, that's an old one. Give me a second, y'all. I'm looking for that video of that phone call. I wasn't planning on playing it. What's that one? Oh, that was the fight with her and Smiley. That's when she said, what did she say? You're not even the ground I walk on. Oh, at the dollar store. That's when she said the dollar store. She was crazy. There's been some wild times in this case, y'all. For those of you, I mean, just wild. You just could not even begin. What's this one? Nope, that's. They used to get on here and just be buffoons. What's this one? That's definitely not it. Hundreds of things. I think I have it on my last Summer Wells Live, maybe. What's that? Mm-mm. Hmm. It can't be that far up. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can find it or not tonight. Can check one more thing. Let's check this. Oh. It wasn't too long ago I played it, so it shouldn't be that far down, but let's see what this is. Okay, no. I played it on, how long ago was it my last Summer's Wells Live? It wasn't that long ago. What's that? There's so many things, like Don's caught himself. This was Kathy. This was Kathy, who was Candace's friend and tried to really help her out while she was, well, Dawn was in jail.
Wow. And she made a video with it for Summer's birthday. Why would you wait 3 months? I that part I don't understand, and I guess, see, if I'm wrong, Nana, I apologize, but when you did that video swearing up and down it was me and my voice on that phone call, and you didn't ask me about it, you didn't compare voices, nothing, you just said, oh, it's her, I know it's her. And I confronted you about that. You know, it's awful funny that now all of a sudden you say something about the box, but you've had that picture for 3 months. So Nana contacted me quite a few months back, and I kind of snapped on her. I asked her what she wanted, and you know, I told her that I would speak to her. She could put the focus back on Summer and try to get facts only. And she did. She was doing videos that, you know, was questioning things, and so I started.
I don't even know what this is about. I was just playing it to fill in some gaps here. Okay, let me find it. I found it. pretty sure I found it. Right here. And breathe. Oh, this is Summer's bald head. This is how they had her. Oh shit! What did I do? What did I do? Okay. Okay, what did I do? Okay. Sorry, guys. Where did my window go? I'm all fucked up right now. Okay, it's not there. Where did my StreamYard window go? I can't find y'all. I know I'm playing it. Did I exit out of it? I can't exit out of it. Holy hell, 1 second. I've never had this happen before, ever. One second. Okay, that's why it went into a different bubble. Why did it do that? Hold on, guys. Add tab to the right. No. It went into a different window. I don't know how to get it back. I've never had that. Maybe I'll try it like that. Okay, 1 second. I'll fix it like this. Holy hell, I've never had this happen. Sorry, guys. I've never had that happen like that. But look at this. This is Summer. Oops, nope, not that one. This is Summer with her bald. Thank you for your patience, guys. There we go. That's how bald they cut her. Right there. Right there. And I know I played it in my last live. Look at this little girl, how dirty they have her. Jesus.
Well, hello, everyone.
So dirty there. They didn't take care of her at all.
Whenever
At all.
COVID hits, you could see all of that at 2. And she has so much sparkle in her eyes. Mom had.
I swore I had it on this one.
And then
here it is.
You hear it? Candace in
maybe. No, that's not it. I
I
swear,
don't think
the
the
last
boys
time.
know because, in my opinion, the boys weren't at home. I think
I'll find it. I'll put it on my YouTube Shorts, I guess. I don't know what I did with it. It just takes a while to look for it. I don't want to keep you guys waiting, but I have it. I know I have it on my other channel for sure, but I have no idea where it is. She's there's oh, that might, is that it? No, that's not it. So sad that this little girl has been through so much. What's this? That's not it. It's, I know I'm so close to it. I just know what that is. So Kaka Summer Wells. You have hundreds of videos. I need to organize them better. I really do. I still put out like little shorts of summer from time to time. Fuck, it's gonna be. I don't know, guys. I'll do my best to find it. What's that? I've got Summer Wells and Sebastian stuff mixed up here. You need to organize it when you have so much constantly. It can't be that far. All right, it's going to annoy me. I'm just going to get annoyed. I gotta go. It's 2:12 in the morning. I could see Candace being jealous over summer. She was. I think she was jealous over summer. Yeah. Yep. If you still want to add your point, yes, hit that thumbs up. Mother chickens. Hit that thumbs up.
Get up off me. I said that's enough. Let my gut to the go. You act like you starving, Monquito. Now I said that's enough. You want to bite me? Huh? Okay. That's how I feel. Now get up off me. Got these people recording me act like I don't feed your ass. And look at your damn daddy just sitting there. You need to come get your damn daughter. She get this shit from you. Now let my damn titty go. You didn't eat. Let it go. Because at this rate, I'm not gonna care if Monkey Protective Services come get your ass. Now let them go. You didn't eat and you acting like you starving.
You starving, Monquita.
Okay, we won't listen. Who is that? Oh, I thought I heard something. Now get your... Okay, let me just turn my ass around. Now, didn't I tell you to let my shit go? Now, I'm not about to keep playing with you in front of these people. I'm trying... Okay. Let me see who looking. Okay, hey.
You don't know until you have a monkey, trust me. But like a monkey, the more you try to like if you want them down off of you or something like that, you don't try to pull them off of you. You have to distract them, because when they're little, they're taught to cling, and they cling with everything they got. And it is like an octopus trying to get off of you. So I wish I seen that when I was breastfeeding. Right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate your time with me very, very much. Justice for Summer Moon Mutual Wells. Not going to stop. God knows where she's at, and I do believe there are others that knows where Summer Wells is at. Good night, everyone.